I have a problem. I die a lot in my roads. That's because you can only put one type of protection on each piece of armor, making it pretty weak. But I found a way to have every single enchant on every single piece of armor. It's called God Armor, and in this video I show you exactly how I managed to obtain it in Minecraft Hardcore. As soon as I spawned in, I went to grab some wood and some stone. Then I made some basic stone tools and went on an adventure. I found a ruined portal and decided to loot it, but it only had flint and steel, clocks, and boots, so not good loot, so I kept looking. I found an island and decided to grab some food. There were only 2 animals on that island, so I decided to look for another island so I could get more food. I quickly found one with animals, so I grabbed as much food as I could carry. I decided to dig straight down to try and find a cave. After a while of mining, I finally got full diamond armor and a couple more diamonds to spare, but I kept hearing mob noises, so I decided to dig up and I found this really cool spawner. After I lit up the spawner with torches, I looked in the loot and I found a god apple. I'm pretty sure that those chances are like really low. After I got out of there, for some reason I was in this pool of water. I don't really know why. I quickly found a outpost, which was actually really good considering the fact that I needed one for a raid farm later in the video. I kept on exploring and I quickly found a village on a mountain in a cherry blossom biome, and this was amazing because 1, I had never seen a village in a cherry blossom biome and it looked amazing, and 2, it was right next to the outpost, which was just perfect. I quickly set up camp and decided to start getting materials for a villager breeder. And voila! Here it is. This took me a really long time, so I hope you can appreciate it, because I had to dig out so many blocks. And I decided to go with a glass roof because, I don't know, it just looked better. I smelted up some gold so I could make some powered rails. Then I built a little extraction system for my villagers so that I could actually get them out of a 1x1 hole whenever I needed them, and so they couldn't escape naturally. Then I boxed myself in and went AFK. After a few hours of AFKing, I realized that there was a problem, and none of the villagers were spawning. So after doing a little bit of big brain moves, I figured out that villagers need at least 3 blocks of height, in an area to spawn. So I had to move the glass up by 1 block. Okay, so while I was waiting for and testing this villager breeder, I was also grabbing some materials. And these are the materials I grabbed. So for this, these materials are made for an iron farm, which I'm going to build over there, because it's not supposed to be near a village, but hopefully that's just far enough away. After clearing out some trees, I decided to move my materials into the area where I was going to build the iron farm, and the only thing left was for me to start building it. I managed to trap a zombie in a boat, and then I finished building the villager chambers. I started grabbing some villagers. After a little bit of pain and suffering, I finally managed to get this villager in his chamber and started getting the other ones in their chambers, because now there's 2 villagers. No! I was so glad I didn't actually kill the villager, because I really didn't want to go back and get another one. After putting all the villagers into their chambers, I kept on working on the roof where the iron golems would spawn and be dropped off by a waterway. I was scared my villagers might die, so I was extra safe and covered them with a slab as well. I then surrounded the golem spawning platform with walls to make sure that the iron golems wouldn't fall off the platform in the wrong direction. After doing a little more work on the iron farm, I decided that it would be better if I just ditched the idea of having a zombie in a boat and instead just grabbed some iron for an anvil so that I could name tag him. Basically, I just went mining. After a while of mining, I finally got 9 diamonds and 31 raw iron. And this was actually really funny because I found the diamonds before I found the iron. Isn't that hilarious? Ore generation in this 1.20 is so weird. After getting out of the cave, I smelted all my iron and made it into an anvil. Then I went and name tagged my zombie. And I called it subscribe, obviously, because that's exactly what you should do. You should go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Then I broke the zombie's boat and name tagged it. I dug out a little area for the iron golems to drop into. Then I placed a little wall around the outside of the hole because I wasn't sure if the iron golems could walk out of the hole, and just in case, I didn't want them to. And then I placed signs all around the inside of the hole because I wanted to place lava on top, and I did not want the lava to by any chance flow downwards and delete the iron golem drops, because the iron golem drops are actually at its feet. So my hoppers would be able to pick it up, but the lava wouldn't be able to burn it. After I made sure that the iron golem farm was working, I quickly grabbed some iron to make hoppers, etc., make this a little better, and I went AFK for a while. After a couple hours of AFKing, I decided to check how much iron I had, and oh my god, that's a lot of iron, but it's not nearly enough. You see, I need all 3 of these rows completely filled out with stacks of iron, because I need a beacon for my raid farm. And the raid farm, well, that I need so that I can get 360 levels of XP as fast as possible, because believe it or not, that's how much XP I really need to enchant the god armor. I started getting items for the raid farm as soon as I had seen how well my iron farm worked. Okay, so there's all the cobblestone. And now I just need all the other materials. Yeah. Some of the stuff I needed came from the nether, so I built a ruined portal, well, sorry, not a ruined portal, a nether portal, but I messed up several times because apparently I suck at doing this. After a while, I finally got it right and went to the nether. Oh wow, there's a lot of quartz in the nether. After grabbing more than enough quartz, I went to grab some soul sand. I went back to my base and put away the items I had gotten. So I needed slime balls for the farm, so I'm out here looking for a swamp. And I found a desert, so there might be a swamp nearby. But why is there just a floating block? Oh my god. This is not amplified. Why is this here? All of that's floating, by the way. All of that is floating. And those just random few blocks are floating. Oh, well, right next to it is the swamp. So I guess we'll see more of it in a second here. Wait, a mangrove swamp. I think this is even rarer than a regular swamp. Wow, I got pretty lucky. I decided to wait until nighttime and then get as much slime as I needed, because I actually needed a lot of it. But that didn't work out so well, because I spent the entire night and then most of the next night searching for slimes and searching and searching and searching, and I just could not find any slime no matter where I looked. It was like slimes were just like not in this game anymore. I couldn't understand it. I hear it. Yes! Please. Please be enough. Oh my god. What the does that skeleton have? It's so hard to get slime. I got 4. After a lot more pain and suffering, I finally got all the slime balls I needed, Then I got enough obsidian for a portal because I was gonna travel and find the perfect spot for a raid farm. I finally found the perfect spot to build my raid farm and then built a portal to go into the nether. Then I dug a tunnel all the way from my new raid farm to my base so that I could transport everything much easier. After transporting all of the materials I needed for my raid farm to the portal, I started work on it, and it took a long time. I'm gonna be honest, it probably took me like 2 or 3 real life days to build this thing. So I hope you guys enjoy this time lapse while I am suffering to complete it. Yeah, that's basically all I have to say. Enjoy. After I was finished building it, I gathered my villagers and brought them over to the raid farm. I needed about 5 of them, so I got 5. Bye-bye. Okay, that's the 4th one. Now I just need to go get one more. Once I had all the villagers, I decided to transport them using a roller coaster that I could also ride, and I am still shocked that it worked. It was very loud, which is why you don't hear any of its sound, but it was kind of fun. It did get jammed a couple times and I had to fix it, but overall it worked perfectly. Let's go. Okay, that's one. Now I need to send him down into the pit. Goodbye, good sir. Why? Why did you move? Oh my god. Oh my god. Buddy, why would you move? Why? You basically killed yourself. Ugh, this is so annoying. If you move, you will die. I just hope you know that. Please don't die. Thank you for not dying. I actually appreciate it. Just know if this guy could move a little bit. Towards me? Okay. Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. Yeah, I don't think he died. I think he fell into the water. After I had all the villagers in their places, I started working on this really complicated storage system, which is actually pretty simple. I'm just really bad at redstone. But joke's on me, the storage system did not work in the end at all. It just did not work. And I still needed a packed ice for it, and I spent a while trying to get that, but even with it, it did not work. Once I got back to my base, I started working on a little area where I would put villagers and I would have them trade. I think it's called a villager trading hall, I'm not sure. But it took a while to build, and I'm glad I built it because it really helped me out. Because I needed Sweeping Edge 3, Sharp 5, and Mending on my sword in order to actually start the raid farm. And I'm also needed Silk Touch on my pickaxe to get packed ice for the storage system in the raid farm, which, again, joke on me, did not even work. So I'm glad I built this. I got some Fletchers, which I needed to trade for emeralds, and a bunch of librarians, and started getting the books I need. I need about a stack of emeralds or so. Fire Prop 4, I do need one of those. Perfect. Okay, I need that. That I actually really need. That's not good. Oh, sharpness 4. I could go for that. Yeah, I'll go for it. Perfect, enough for 2. I have like that. 5 like that. Okay, sharp 5. Now I get those 2 diamonds. Make a sword. Put it on the sword. Now I have a sharp 5 diamond sword. Okay, looting 3. Perfect. I got it. I got exactly what I was looking for. After making myself a shield and getting some food, I headed to the Nether in search of a fortress because I really needed wither skeleton skulls, which I already knew were going to be a pain, but I still needed them. And after a while of searching, I found it. And this was very nice because it actually took me like half an hour or so to find them. And as soon as I got there, I immediately was attacked by blazes, but it was fine because I still managed to get in and started getting the wither skeleton skull. Well, actually, I looted the chests in the fortress first, and I'm glad I did because I found some amazing loot that you'll see here in a minute, and I was very surprised by it because I didn't realize that nether fortresses could have 6 diamonds in one chest. Anyways, it was time to grind some wither skeletons. This was not fun. Okay, run. Oh my god. Okay, bring them here. Yes! Okay, I got a skull. That's really good. Now I just needed 2 more skulls. Oh wow, I got another one. That was pretty quick. I have 2 out of 3 skulls. Come on, just 1 more skull. Oh no, my helmet broke. Oh no. That means I can't be near blazes. Oh, I just got it. Oh my god. After getting the final Wither Skeleton Skull, I was attacked by blazes and barely managed to escape with my life. But I did manage to escape. Oh my god, it's so nice to finally be out of the nether. Oh my god, I forgot about my chunks. After crafting myself a new diamond helmet, I dug down and started mining a tunnel so that I could spawn the Wither in it. And this was very stressful because I didn't know how long I needed the tunnel to be. But finally I decided on a length. Okay, let's go. Let's beat the Wither. Oh my god, this is a bit oh my god. I'm so low. I'm gonna have to rejoin the world. Oh, okay. Wow, I'm alive. Okay, I survived. So using the same method as before, I kinda got back to 2 hearts and dug as far away as I could. I don't know why the Wither was regenerating so slowly. I guess it's because of my constant logging in, logging out kinda broke the Wither. So I'm gonna wait until I'm at full health and then I'm gonna go kill it. After defeating the Wither, I went back up to the surface and started grabbing a couple of the materials that I needed in order to craft the beacon. And finally, after spending hours on nether fortresses and a while beating the Wither, I finally had it. I had the beacon. And oh my god, doesn't it just look so cool? But anyways, I needed to keep working on my villager trading hall, and it was not fun. Book touch. And now I legit just need one more book. Yes, okay. Sweeping Edge 2, that's still good. I can just get 2 books and combine them. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I've gathered some materials, and now I think I'm gonna go off and explore until I find an ice place. Doesn't really matter what ice place it is. It could be a mountain with ice. Just anything with ice. What in the... What is this? How? How did that happen? I did this, and all of that broke. I'm sorry. This is the second village I have found with the same glitch. What? That's like a watermelon or pumpkin or something. How? Okay, so I finally got packed ice. So that means I can go back. Like 7,000 blocks or so. On my way back, I decided to craft a brush and try my luck with some of the ocean ruins that I found, and you won't believe it, I actually got a sniffer egg. Once I got back, I didn't really know what to do with the sniffer egg, and I didn't want to hatch it yet, so I just decided to connect the portal that was by the lava pool to a new portal which I was going to build by the pillager outpost, so that I could easily get Bad Omen and just start up the raid farm whenever I wanted to. But before I did that, I decided that I wanted to finish up my beacon, place it down, and I actually did have all the iron already, because the whole time I was doing everything, my iron farm was just working in the background. So the only thing I needed to do was link up a portal between the outpost and the raid farm. I don't want to be too close to the pillager outpost, but I definitely don't want to be too close to the village. Okay, I think this is good right here. After I connected the portal by the raid farm to the portal by my base, I decided to get the Bad Omen effect. But before I did that, I did want to have some fun, so I decided to try and do the dream boat crossing. And it actually worked, and I was so surprised. I was actually really happy, but I did have to get back to getting Bad Omen really quickly, so that's what I did next. After quickly finding a pillager captain, I killed him to get the Bad Omen effect. And the knockback on these pillagers' crossbows is insane, which was really annoying. But after I got it, I went back to my raid farm and started it up. I checked if it worked at first, and then I continued AFKing for a while. After a while, I got a lot of emeralds. As you could see, I instantly started trading, and I actually got all of the remaining books that I need fairly quickly. And I organized them in a chest, and look how many I actually got. Then I decided to grab some obsidian, because I really did need to go to the nether, because my plan was to travel as far away from my base as I could via nether portal, because I really did not want to corrupt my world. So I started doing that right away. But first I needed to craft a bunch of anvils, because I knew that while I was getting my god armor combined and all of that, it would break. The anvils, I mean, would break. So I grabbed some totems, I grabbed all the materials I might need in a last case scenario, including all of the books. I left behind a couple books because I didn't need all of them, but the essentials I did take with me, and then I started digging a tunnel. And this took me a really long time. And I actually almost died. Thank God I had a totem here, because without that totem, I would have just died. And I was in a bit of shock, so I kind of just started building back up, went to my base, grabbed another totem, because, well, I didn't want to die on any chance. I was so far in. So I grabbed that totem and headed back right into the nether and kept digging. Once I dug far enough, I built another portal and traveled out of it. It took a while for the world to load, but once it did, I realized I was on top of a tree in the jungle, and I needed to break the obsidian in my portal in case I ever needed to build a new one to get out. So that's exactly what I did. It took a pretty long time. But once it was done, I dropped down to the ground, lowered my chunks to make sure that the corruption of my world was at a minimum. I cleared out a couple of mobs. I don't really know why I did this. I thought it might help. It really didn't affect it either way, and I left the game and restarted and tried to join back on 1.14. Before I joined, I tried to make a backup file, but it just crashed my computer, so I just had to go in blind. Once I joined, I quickly placed down my anvils, and I started to combine the books in the correct order and then put them on my armor pieces. Okay, so first thing I need to do is combine Protection 4 with Blast Protection 4. Okay, so now I need to combine Fire Protection with Projectile Protection. I think. Wait, let me check. Yeah, Fire Protection first and then Projectile. Fire and Okay, so now I need to place Protection 4 and Blast Protection on my helmet. Then Fire Protection, Projectile Protection. And that right there is going to be the first piece of God armor that I make. It's going to be insane. So now let's do the chest plate next. Fire and Projectile Protection. And the anvil broke. But I now have another piece of God armor. Protection 4 and Blast Protection. Fire Protection and Projectile Protection. And that is another piece of God armor right there. Protection 4 and Blast Protection. Fire Protection and Projectile Protection. Once I had crafted up my God armor, I broke the anvils and decided to instantly rejoin the world, but this time in 1.20.1. And in a minute here, you will see exactly why I decided to build this as far away from my base as possible. Because as soon as I turned up the render distance and the simulation distance, I noticed just how corrupted this area had become. You see that? Yeah, that's the area that was corrupted. All of that jungle, all of that stuff you saw was turned into ocean. It looks really weird, but eventually I got over it and built another portal to go back home. Thankfully, it actually linked up with the other one so I didn't have to go far. And once I got home, I decided to put all of the enchants that I needed onto my armor, which took a while, and I don't have the footage of me actually putting it on the armor because, dummy me, I forgot to record that. But it took up a lot of levels, and I eventually ran out of levels and had to go back to the raid farm to get more levels so that I could put Feather Falling 4 and Depth Strider 3 on my boots. After that, I quickly AFK'd for a couple minutes, which got me to 50 levels really quickly. And I quickly put the remaining enchants on my boots, making the final piece of God armor I needed. Alright, now that I'm at full health, and I found a big batch of these zombified things, I forget what they're called, let's see how well this armor actually works. Wow, that's actually really overpowered. That's a lot of pigment. Yeah, that's what they're called, pigment. Zombified. Okay, this is not good. Okay, well it's good, but not. Oh my god, that is. Why are there so many spawning? Why are there so many? So thank you all so much for watching, but if you have any ideas on what I should do with my sniffer egg and what I should name my sniffer, please don't forget to write it down in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I hope you all have a great day, and don't miss the next video because trust me, it's a good one.